We have already dealt with this topic in the past, the rebellion of the spies. 12 spies were sent to investigate what kind of land is it that God was sending the Jewish people into. The promised land, was it really a land where milk and honey flows? Why do I insist on this topic? Because it has tremendous consequences for the Jewish people. Many tragedies occurred later on in years on the same date that these spies came back, 10 of them at least, came back with a negative report. The Rebbe of Gur, Yehuda Aryeh Leib Alter, reflects upon this. And the Rebbe of Lubavitch later on used this same theme as well. And he says the following, the Rebbe of Gur: how is it possible that 10 princes of the Jewish people, very religious people, believers in God, would come back with a negative report and say, we won't be able to conquer the land if God said, I am going to give you this land for you, your children, and all generations in the future? How could they doubt that? How can you explain that? Very difficult. So the Rebbe of Gur says something very novel, and he says the following. You know what was the fear? They were afraid of success. They knew that if God had promised them the land, they would certainly be victorious. So why are you afraid of success? Well, their lives would be changed. While in the desert, God provided them with everything. Food fell down from heaven. When you needed water and there was no water, Moses was there to give them water. Why should they go into a land where they will have to work the land and do many things, and they will be distancing themselves from God? Because if you say that God brings forth, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, God is the one that brings you the bread out of the ground. You take the wheat, you do many things with it, but how does the wheat grow? That's one thing. Another thing is when you see that food is actually falling down from heaven. You feel closer to God. You know that He is the source of everything. So they were afraid that their own religiosity would diminish by the fact that they would go into the land of Israel and their contact with God will not be as real. And many a time I think that we're afraid of victory. We're afraid of actually attaining what we want to, and we will no longer have a dream. I think it's very important to be courageous there as well, because every new situation in life brings about new challenges. Maybe you won't have the challenge of yesterday, you'll have new challenges. Maybe the great error of these princes of the Jewish people was to anticipate that what they would feel once they would be in the land of Israel. Maybe that was their greatest error. One should face each day as it comes. Do what you're supposed to do. And when you're in a new situation, God will give you the wisdom how to face that, how to solve the new problem, and you will surely become victorious, and you will become a better human being thereby.